is up, guys? It is Oprelia here again, and today we're going to be reviewing the new Sora 2 model, which has been largely region restricted from most of the world, including my country, and also you needed to basically get a code to get access to Sora 2. Now, luckily, there are now a couple of different platforms where you can actually create these Sora 2 videos without having to worry about any codes or regions restrictions whatsoever, and actually get cheaper deal contrasted to ChatGPT in itself. And we're going to be focusing on one of those platforms here today, which is Higgsfield. And I have done an individual review on this platform some months ago, but there has been a lot of updates since then. They have added out a lot of support for different video generators that includes the newly released Sora 2, Sora 2 Enhancer. Then there's Google VO 3.1, there's Kling, Minimax, Cdance, Kling Speak, and also their own Higgsfield DOP. And on the image side, there's a lot of different things. Wand, Sea Dream, their own Higgsfield, and Nano Banana. So a lot of different options out here on their platform. And I'm going to be showcasing some of these prompts that I was able to do so far on the actual platform. And obviously, the big change about Sora 2 is actually that it's also generating actual audio, so that makes a big difference on the actual quality, and you don't have to do an external audio creation for that video, of course, which can be very, good. So let's look into a couple of different things. So the ones here on the top are actually used took Mid-Journey images, and those were used as a reference to basically create these things.
Sweet Hey, Sweet Pea, what are you looking at? Back to me? Yeah, that's right. You're so curious, aren't you?
So that one, for example, I think the movement was very good, but you can see it's an 8-second video basically, and there's not a lot of movement actually here. And when we really see a lot of these features of these video generators when they do their trailer reels, they always show the best stuff. And the end result can be quite significantly different when you actually start prompting out on the stuff. But the same rule of thumb really applies. When you have a reference image, you are going to be getting bit more better results. So here's another one that I was able to prompt out. So once again, very subtle little movement over here, not much going on. Then we have another one. I tried to do a bit of anime footage over here and see how to basically work with that.
Keep it tight. Core on. Steady. Drop. Stay with it. Good. Drive. That's it.
So there's a lot of this, weird narrative thing going on a lot of these things. I think contrasted to VO3, at least what I've seen, as I've not really experimented a lot with it, I think that that one doesn't create that much narration on these videos. And I don't like this. I kind of prefer that there would be maybe music or some type of SFX. So that's something that I don't like about this model at all. So these three are all like reference image style creations. Now we get into more of the stuff that was created from text to video instead of image to video. And you can definitely see the quality on here. Now, what do you need to understand here in Higgsfield is that there's actually a couple of different models here. So there's Sora 2, Sora 2 Pro, Sora 2 Max, and Sora 2 Pro Max. And the difference is that these latter ones are actually able to support 2080p, and also there is basically a much more higher quality. And some of these also, okay, now we just actually accidentally bumped it out the same prompt as earlier, but it doesn't matter. And so basically, there's an ability when you choose, like, let's say Sora to Unlimited, you can basically prompt for free on this platform. And we're going to be looking into the pricing a bit later, but let's go and throw out a bit of the showcasing, a bit more and more of the videos for you guys.
It's like everything's breakfast. I can smell the syrup from here. Best park ever.
So these ones are actually like lower quality. These are 720p. I think this one is actually slightly upscaled, but it's been upscaled by the native Higgsfield type of thing. So it's not a very high quality footage altogether. So yeah, so it's been Sora 2 Max was basically used behind it. But this one, for example, had a bit more better background, what I would say music, and well, it doesn't really have any sound effects there, but I think it really matched more of the tune of the actual image. Here's another one. And there's a bit of like static sounds there, which are kind of bad, but you could basically improve that. And this can also be enhanced by Sora 2. So we can look into that later, how much the actual quality changes. But this was a pretty good footage. I think the animation wasn't too bad. And I think a lot of the sound really matched up to the overall theme of the thing. Like it felt like a fantasy train or something like that. And so sometimes I think it does very good matchups with the music. Here is a whale, which actually looks pretty good, but a very low resolution once again. So I think that was like a very good, thing. Once again, kind of lower resolution. This one also was done on Sora 2 Max 720, so the quality isn't always the best. Here's another one which has a lot of weird dialogue once again.
They grow like living things, roots in concrete, spines of copper and glass. Every leaf is made of light, beating with the same rhythm as.
So it kind of creates a lot of lore, which is not even like relevant to the actual prompt. So that's something that I've seen in here. Then we have the eye again here. Then here's some like I usually do these surreal things. I think that's a really good test about how precisely it's able to basically follow the instructions. Now, it's not really following exactly like what it's trying to do. These are not exactly letters, but the sound here, in terms of the keyboard sound, very good. And also like this sort of suspense style of a track on the background, also pretty good. But it needs to be more like opt-in style of things. These ones actually turn out to be pretty good. I think these are like my favorites out of the bunch. So kind of like really following the physics pretty well. Here's another one. So that was a bit more shorter video, but I think both of them kind of like turned out to be pretty good, and you can enhance the actual quality of these as well. Then I actually added out a couple of images which were prompted out with I think nano banana or something like that, and these were really wild and actually quite horrible. But to be fair, these were like wrong resolution things. So basically, because it is Sora once again, it only has 9 to 16 and 16 to 9. It is limited to those two things, and it's limited into the duration of 4, 8, or 12 seconds. And I'm not gonna lie, that looked like very much of the earliest video, like Pika 1.0 or like Clean 1.0 quality stuff. This is not good. And same kind of applies for the next two as well. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of funny. And in a way, the music and the sound effects are actually pretty spot on these three, though. So that's something to give out. So kind of like my overall thoughts about like Sora, I think there's still a lot of work to do. It works pretty well when it comes to the actual quality. When you give it a quality image and quality resolution image, and then you have a clear prompt, and you can get into a good end result. But obviously, that's going to take a couple of tries to exactly execute what you're trying to do. And maybe I would even argue that in the 9 to 16 things, sometimes there's a bit more like problem of actually prompting things. And also needs to be mentioned, there is still a lot of censorship on the actual images. So gym workout videos were really hard to prompt for me. I actually tried a couple of different ones. So the one that I showed you earlier, this one actually worked, but a lot of the other ones that I tried with real life footage did get censored basically. So there are these restrictions still in place. So here's the HD version. So notice that the audio is actually not enhanced, but the video is. So the video is better quality over here now. Here's the marshmallow. Still slightly blurry, but I think it's much more decent. Yeah. So I think in terms of quality, it can do different stuff. Now let's talk about a bit of the pricing models currently right now. And there are some decent models currently on, so promotions and stuff like that. So currently the annual plans for the Pro is $17.4 per month. And that gives you 600 credits. And that also gives you access um, to Sora 2. And then Sora 2 is also available on the ultimate plan, which I'm actually showcasing to you guys right now. Just to be clear, I did get a free review copy from the actual team. And in the first model or the basic model, there is no access to Sora 2, but it does have other video things, as in case you're interested. And these are not too bad of I think prices. I think they're kind of competitive. Obviously, when you go into the monthly plans, they got a lot more expensive. But the annual plans have pretty significant discounts. Usually it's like 20, 30%. This is a bit more than that. So in case you're looking for a good deal for a year, I think this is not too bad. And there's a lot of like unlimited stuff also accessible in the Pro models for Seedream and Google's Nano Banana. So I think those are pretty nice deals. Now you can get access to Higgsfield and try out Sora on their platform. In the description down below, you can find all the necessary links. And obviously, it will be supporting my channel if you do so by choosing those links. But as always, thanks for watching and stay tuned for my next review on the channel. See you soon.